Wait, we're live!
We are!
I want to be a watermelon!
Same. All right. Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this, of course, is going to be for the March movie preview. Of course, we're talking about all the movies coming out within March, and as you guys saw in the title, this originally said it was going to be with Haley McKay. Unfortunately, she was unable to make it. She is an up-and-coming YouTuber. I'm going to try to have her on later in the year, but like I said, she unfortunately was unable to make it. But you do still have someone, not the person I think you guys wanted. We'll introduce you. But of course, we're going to be talking about all the movies coming on in the month of March. Similar to last year, it's a bit of a clusterfuck in March, especially compared to January and February. But either way, guys, let me just introduce my guest here. You guys hate him. He keeps coming back to this channel. I don't know why. He doesn't even make reviews anymore. You know, he's kind of a fake movie fan at this point. But here he is, Auburn Wanderer.
Hi, motherfucker.
Fucker. You got anything to say?
I want to be a watermelon. That's all I have to say.
That's me too. You know, that's honestly, there's nothing more that I aspire to than being that watermelon. That's really all I want in life. Like if I can just go through life as a watermelon, I'll be set for life pretty much.
Yeah, because you have to beat the big, mean Freddy the Watermelon.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you get it. All right. If you guys know what we're talking about, we just watched a really bad animated short. But either way.
It was good, okay? It was by Jim Henson. It was called Alexander the Grape. It was on Filmstruck, and
really
I'm seeing The Dark Crystal in theaters tomorrow, so I wanted to watch another Jim Henson thing, okay?
That's great. Anyway, this is already going off the rails. We're just going to get into it because, like I said, there's a lot of movies to get into here. This isn't nearly as eventful as a month as last March, but there's even more movies than last March. So there already is a lot to dive into. We're going to get into the first movie, which, of course, is this coming Friday on March 2nd. And we have a movie that I am very 50-50 about. It was supposed to come out last year, and it's finally coming out. And that, of course, is the remake that everybody wanted, that being Death Wish.
Doc, something has happened. You can't go in there.
Dad, where's Mom?
I love my family. I failed to protect them.
I'm sorry, Dr. Kersey, nothing yet.
So there's nothing that I can do? Is that what you're saying?
You can have faith.
How'd faith work out for them?
If a man really wants to protect what's his, he has to do it for himself.
All right. So Death Wish in general, I honestly am dreading this movie. I really don't have any I don't see the need for this. It seems like one of those action films that is just being remade and they're really disrespecting the source material, because I heard this movie, the original, is actually really dark and it's a very harrowing type of thriller, and this just looks like they're sucking all of that out of it. They're not taking it seriously at all. And look, Bruce Willis, you're a really good actor, but I don't know why he's subjecting himself to roles like this. It just looks really dumb overall. There's maybe one joke in the trailer that made me laugh. That thing between him and his therapist I think is kind of funny, but other than that, this looks like a very disposable action film. I don't really think this is going to be good at all, especially the fact that it was moved from November to March. That's never really a good sign. So I really don't have much hope for this whatsoever. I think this really looks shitty. I will say the second trailer is not as bad as the first trailer, where they played that like AC/DC song and it was really dumb. You know, but in general, I don't really have too much to say about this one. So yeah, Caden.
I have heard about this movie a few times. I've seen some really interesting TV spots for this movie. I have no interest in this movie. It's basically a movie that I'm gonna watch when it comes on to like you know, Redbox and stuff. And yeah, this movie has none of my interest. I don't think anyone cares about Bruce Willis anymore, which is kind of sad. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. It's basically just going to be another action movie that you talk about for probably like 10 minutes in a YouTube review, and then after that you kind of just forget about it until you make like when you look over your best list at the end of the year and you're like, oh yeah, that movie came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, like on Letterboxd, like all the movies that you're like, oh yeah, that movie. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. I don't have any interest in this movie.
Yeah, so Death Wish in general, like I said, I really don't have any interest in this one whatsoever. Now, the next one, admittedly, is very similar to Death Wish because the fact that it also got delayed. It was supposed to come out last year. This one, I actually do think has some potential, though. I actually am looking forward to this one, and Caden is going to introduce it.
And that is Red Sparrow.
I was told to take a man to a hotel. They said he was an enemy of the state.
Take off your dress.
And in exchange, my mother would get the doctor she needed. Instead, they cut his throat. There could be no witnesses. So they gave me a choice. Die, or become a sparrow.
All right, everyone. So Red Sparrow. Okay. That accent is like way too noticeable. Jesus Christ.
It's probably a better accent than Lawrence in the movie.
I mean, I think she does an okay job at it, but
it's not that like it's not the worst thing ever, but it's like
yeah. I'm really interested in this movie. I think it actually looks really good. I think it sounds really interesting. It seems like a much like more mature and kind of like darker role for Jennifer Lawrence. She has had a few, you say darker roles. Like I know her first movie, which is like Winter's Bone. I think that's what it's called. Kind of dark and stuff. You also had the most pretentious fucking thing I've ever seen, Mother, come out last year. Hopefully this one's better than Mother because that movie was a pretty ass, Kevin. And
I mean, it was okay. It was all right.
So
very forgettable, but all right.
Yeah. So I heard this movie's pretty graphic, nudity, violence, and stuff. I mean, it sounds interesting to me.
Yep.
It sounds like one of those films that's going to have like a very heavy story, which I like.
Okay. Second time.
So like I was saying, it's just one of those movies that's gonna have like a really heavy story to it, which is why it's almost 2.5 hours. And I like those type of movies that really keep going at the fast pace, have like a really interesting story. And just as something I'm gonna be interested in. It's gonna get some decent reviews, and I'm gonna go check it out probably. So I'm excited. Yeah.
All right, so Red Sparrow in general, oh my God, Red Sparrow, I am honestly really looking forward to this one. I think this one definitely does have a lot of potential. I'm going to reiterate something that my friend MC Deadpool said. He was on here last month, and I'm going to reiterate what he said. This film in general looks like what everyone wanted Atomic Blonde to be. Like, it looks like it has interesting characters. It actually has, a good story to it. And that was the problem with Atomic Blonde. It had some really good action sequences, but its story and characters were just very bland and very been there, done that. And I'm hoping Red Sparrow can actually be something really different. One of the things I really love is that it seems like this movie's just going for it. They're not holding back. They're going for their R rating. And I really do love it when movies do that. And as much as people have made fun of her accent, I actually really do like this role. I think this is a different role for Jennifer Lawrence. You really haven't seen her in a role like this before. I mean, sure, she's done action movies, but not really one of this magnitude. I'm really interested in seeing how she is in this movie. We got a really good cast here, Joel Edgerton, Charlotte Rampling, just a really great cast, Jeremy Irons, really great cast overall. I think this movie definitely does have a lot of potential. The general consensus seems that it's really good in like the first 2 acts, and then it gets a little murky in the 3rd act, but we'll have to see the way this one really does turn out. I'm very excited to see this one. Every time I see the trailer, I get really pumped for it. So yeah, I definitely think, compared to the 2, I'm definitely very interested in this one for sure. Hopefully, as much as I, didn't hate Mother, I do hope this does somewhat redeem Lawrence as an actress because she is very talented, and I really do want to see her give a really great performance. And I'm hoping Red Sparrow is that one that we've been waiting for. So yes, definitely really looking forward to this one. And if you guys are looking forward to Red Sparrow, it does come out on March 2nd. Now, the next movie we're going to talk about, we're going to go to March 9th, which this is when things start to get crazy. From here on out, guys, the first week, it's kind of like, oh, there's only 2 movies. After this, there's like 5 movies coming out every single week. Legit, I'm not even joking. But this film, I am very much looking forward to. It does come out, like I said, on March 9th. And that, of course, is A Wrinkle in Time.
Imagine that the ant here wants to get to her other hand.
The quickest option is to walk across the street.
But it turns out a straight line is not the shortest distance between 2 points. Not if you use the 5th dimension.
It's outside of the rules we know of time and space. So the ant arrives in my hand instantaneously.
So you fall to space.
More likely wrinkle it. Where are we?
So, A Wrinkle in Time in general, I am very excited in this movie. I think Disney has been knocking it out of the park lately when it comes to live action films. And what I really do like about this one is basically the fact that it is one of the more lesser known stories, because yes, we have had a Wonderful World of Disney TV version of this, but there hasn't actually been a movie, like a theatrical movie, and I do think it's really cool that they are finally doing one here. Right off the bat, the caster is absolutely phenomenal. I think there's a really great caster overall. I think Storm Reed could potentially, similar to other Disney films, one of the best things about those films is that they've had very unknown actors, whether it was the kid from The Jungle Book or Lily James. I mean, Lily James was well known, but not to the extent that she is now. I think Cinderella really put her on the map as an actress. And I think Storm Reed, that could be very similar with. Like I said, the caster looks great. The visuals look very visually arresting. It definitely looks like one of Disney's most creative films to date when it comes to the cinematography. The story in general, I'm also very intrigued by. So yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this one, but I just think it looks really creative and different. And I really do hope that this is another big win for Disney. Like I said, they've really been killing it lately. And I really do hope this is another fantastic film for them for sure. Hello.
All right. So, Wrinkle in Time. I'm excited for this movie. I like the people involved in this film. It sounds very interesting. It sounds like a very different story adaptation for Disney. Visually, it looks really interesting. I'm hoping that this is a well done film.
Yep.
And that's all. Hopefully, it's memorable and it's exciting. And yeah.
All right, guys. So A Wrinkle in Time, if you are looking forward to it, it does come out on March 9th. Like I said, definitely really excited for this one for sure. Now the next movie we get to, we just talked not Caden, but we just talked about a very unnecessary remake. What's even better is a very unnecessary horror sequel that Caden's going to introduce.
The Strangers Pray at Night.
This place seems empty.
I think everybody leaves after Labor Day.
This is nice, right?
There's someone else staying here?
Is Tamara home?
I think you have the wrong trailer.
I have not seen the first Strangers, and I heard it is not good. I don't know what the hell Kevin is saying. That it's like apparently like one of the best horror movies of like the century or something. I have not. I heard this movie is like not that good, so I don't know why there's a sequel coming out to it. I know it's kind of like a little bit of a cult favor with some people, but I mean, didn't the movie just like turn 10 years old like last year or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't know why now. Is this a theatrical film or is it be like straight to DVD, like VOD?
What? Yeah, this is a theatrical film.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't even know this movie was coming out to kind of mention it to me. So, yeah, I have no interest in this, honestly. The first one I heard is really not that great anyways. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right, so The Strangers Pray at Night, in general, I have not seen the first Strangers. I'm going to do it on it, never fucking seen it on it, regardless of if it's good or not. I'm still going to do one. But this one in general, it just does not look very good at all. I don't really see why we're doing this, honestly. I do. I mean, the first one was moderately successful. But honestly, like, does anyone really want this? Like, The Strangers came out in 2008, and now we're finally getting a sequel, and it's over 10 years old. It seems really unnecessary. It seems like it's coming out of nowhere. You got some good actresses in this, Christina Hendricks, Christina Hendricks and Billy Madison, both very talented, but just in general, I don't really have any interest in this whatsoever. The trailer I found laughable, especially when they started playing fucking I Think We're Alone Now. That was honestly hilarious when they started playing that. Because again, It didn't fit in the trailer whatsoever. It made it feel like it was like an action movie. Just a really weird trailer overall. Don't know how the movie's going to be. Maybe it could surprise me, but just in general, I don't know why this is coming out. It's had no promotion whatsoever. I think it's probably going to bomb, especially against something like A Wrinkle in Time, which I think is probably going to make a lot of money. So yeah, I don't really have any interest in this, and that's really all I have to say. But if you guys are looking forward to The Strangers Prey at Night, it does come out on March 9th. Now we get to a movie that everyone for some reason thinks looks hilarious, except for me. We'll get into that in a little bit, but that, of course, is Gringo.
Look, man, you're in some deep water, Harold.
Like bankruptcy, dude.
Damn cash poor.
No, I'm saying you're poor.
Harold! Tomorrow, you're gonna fly to Mexico.
What?
We want you to hand-deliver the weed pill formula to the lab.
Buenos dias. I know I'm not supposed to touch the minibar, but I'm going to do it. You know, I don't even care anymore. I'm doing it. I'm having the malo.
All right, so time to piss off some people. You know, MC Deadpool did it in my last movie preview, and now I'm going to do it. I particularly don't think this looks that funny. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think this looks bad necessarily, but I don't know, just something about the trailer is not grabbing me. I really like the cast here, you know, David Oyelowo, Sharlto Copley, Charlize Theron, Joel Edgerton.
Oyelowo, what the fuck?
Whatever, a really great cast overall. But just like I said, the trailer, it's not doing anything for me. It's not grabbing me in any way. It just looks really generic, and I've seen this 1,000 times before. The only joke that made me laugh in the trailer, I thought, was the thing that Sharlto Copley said. I did think that was kind of funny, but other than that, there really wasn't anything that I found that funny here. I just think this looks kind of silly. Some parts even cringy, like when he has to get that shot and he screams. That always makes me cringe. Just in general, like I said, I don't think this looks very funny. This is, you know, 2018 is shaping up to be a really bad year for comedies, and this just looks like another one to add to the list. I mean, sure, we had Game Night, which I'll get my review for that out very soon, but Gringo just does not look very good, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. And Caden?
You know, I know this, but there's fucking echo, goddammit! I know this movie has some hype behind it, but I have not seen a trailer for this, to be fair. I don't watch trailers, really, if people don't know that. But, you know, these type of movies just don't have my interest. My least favorite genre is comedies. Personally, I'm not too crazy about them. And I like the cast, but like an action type comedy thing, it's just not up my alley. So that's all I really have to say about Gringo.
Yeah, so Gringo in general, not really any interest in this one whatsoever. If you guys are looking forward to those come out on March 9th, I know there are a lot of people who are looking forward to it. Now, while this film doesn't look hilarious, the next one does, just because of its existence in general, and Caden is going to introduce it.
And that is, oh god, the fucking hurricane heist. Jesus Christ.
This is not good.
No witnesses.
The treasury's being robbed.
Where is she?
They need me. I'm the only one with the code.
We gotta go get my brother.
I need your help.
Let's go save the world.
What in the hell?
Well, I am a citizen of Alabama.
So this is one of the movies that I did actually watch a trailer for in this movie preview lineup, because oh my god. Okay, so I all I did for this movie was I went on IMDb because I never heard of it. I looked it up and I saw the poster and I read the plot and I'm like, I have to see the trailer for this just to see how fucking bad this looks. Oh Jesus Christ. So the trailer starts. It's like from the director of the Fast and Furious and freaking Triple X. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this must be an A-class disaster action movie then.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and the rest of the trailer just looks like the most fucking generic, shit-produced fucking disaster film that in like a long time. Like at least like stuff like Geostorm, it like at least has some decent effects at points. And it has some good production value to it because it's by Warner Brothers. I mean, I hated that movie, but like, what freaking studio was doing this movie? Like,
fucking Lionsgate or something like that. I don't even know.
Lionsgate is gonna go out of business. So I mean, at this point, I'm not really surprised that they're doing shit like this. This movie, this movie looks pretty bad. Maybe it can be like an unintentionally funny guilty pleasure, but I doubt it. That's all I have to say. The effects in this look fucking asinine. So yeah.
Yeah, like you just brought up, this could be a very good guilty pleasure. That's exactly what this looks like to me in general. I think this looks absolutely hilarious. Just the idea of like your typical heist movie, and then this like, like all this like crazy storm like interweaving into just your typical heist film. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Toby Kebbell, what are you doing here? I really don't know why he's in this movie, honestly. This just looks really dumb overall. We've seen this concept 1,000 times before, and it just doesn't look like there's anything that original about this movie. And Geostorm, the problem with Geostorm is that it took itself seriously. This looks like it kind of, but Geostorm also looked this way. It looks like it kind of knows what it is, and it's not trying to be anything different. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping it's just a really dumb movie that I can make fun of if I want to. But yeah, this just looks really dumb overall. It's had, similar to Strangers Prey at Night, it's had no promotion whatsoever. The only movie that's really had promotion that's coming out this week is like A Wrinkle in Time. So this is probably going to bomb. I'm probably going to see this in a theater where there's like 2 other people. So that should definitely be fun. Yeah, really nothing else to say about this one. So yeah. But the next one we're going to talk about, I actually am really looking forward to. I think this has tons of potential. And that, of course, is Thoroughbreds.
I don't have any feelings, ever. And that doesn't necessarily make me a bad person. It just means I have to work a little harder to be good.
I'm sending you to boarding school. After that, you're off my payroll.
You hate him. You despise him.
Honey, you can't go in looking like that.
I'm fine.
Let me just...
I'm not gonna have to stand here all day like a robot, repeating myself. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine.
You ever think about just killing him?
How would you?
All right, so Thoroughbreds in general, this is a film that I've heard about for a while now, and I'm honestly really looking forward to this. A lot of people have said this looks like sort of like a female version of American Psycho, and I definitely am getting a vibe from that here. I think, between the voiceover and just like the black comedy feel of it all, I definitely am getting that here. Anya Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cooke are both very talented. Anya Taylor-Joy especially has really been impressing me, so I definitely have a lot of hope for this one. Also, this is, I believe, Anton Yelchin's final film, because I know he is in this. I believe it's his final film. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one overall. I think it looks a lot of fun. It's probably going to have some really emotional stuff in there as well. So yeah, I have a lot of hype for this one, and that's really all I have to say.
I haven't heard about this movie before until recently. Like when Kevin sent me the list, a lot of these I haven't, to be fair. And I watched some of the trailer, and honestly, to me, it just kind of looks like something that's really not going to interest me much. Like, the trailer kind of seems like it's trying to pull off some, like, quirky Wes Anderson-type vibe. And I don't really think the acting looks all that great. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I mean, I don't think it's going to be bad, but it just... I
mean, this was filmed in Boston, Massachusetts, so there's something.
I know, it takes place in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... People don't know I live I live in Massachusetts, so
yeah.
By the way, go Celtics! Fuck you, Kyrie! Drew looks like a masterpiece, and you know it. Just a side note.
We're not even there yet. We're not on that month.
I don't care.
That's
yeah. That's all I have to say. Yeah.
All right, guys. So Thoroughbreds in general, like I said, I'm looking forward to this. This one's obviously not, and yeah, that's really all I have to say. Now we get to another remake that I do have some sort of hope for, given the talent and things like that, and Caden is going to introduce it.
And that is The Tomb Raider.
No, it's just Tomb Raider. It's not The Tomb Raider.
I don't want to... I'm trying to fuck!
You're trying to fuck?
Of course, man. You know?
Lara, your father's gone. You can pick up where he left off. I see so much of him in you. brilliant.
Hello, Sprout. If you're listening to this, then I must be dead. I found something, a tomb called the Mother of Death. If Trinity succeeds, our world is in danger. Promise me you will stop them.
I promise.
This looks terrible. I mean, I don't really think video games should be adapted unless like everyone is like super confident about it. I think video games are honestly really hard to adapt into live action form because especially with Tomb Raider, where like Lara Croft, you're her for the game. I believe it's the game that's based on like 2013 or something. You're her. You know, it's a very personal experience. And with action movies, it's less about that. It's about more about the environment and like the villain and stuff, and it's less personal. So I'm not really sure how this is going to work out overall. I don't really think it looks good. I think visually it looks absolutely terrible. I am not a fan of Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
As Lara Croft. I do not see her as the character, and not just because she doesn't have like big boobs and cleavage. Just like I don't give a shit about that part about Lara Croft, the sex appeal of her. I just don't see her as the character. I know she's an Oscar winner. What she won, The Danish Girl or something like that.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, so yeah, but just personally, besides that, I've never really paid much attention to her, and this just doesn't look interesting to me.
Well, you gotta get on Ex Machina, dude. She's fucking great in that.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's in that.
I mean, you did see the masterpiece known as Seven Sons, so you've seen something.
I forgot that she was in Ex Machina, but yeah. Besides that, and The Danish Girl, I have not ever really paid much attention to her. So, I'm gonna go see this though, just because my best friend from school is like a diehard video game nerd, and he wants to go see this with me. So. That's going to be like the only reason I go see this, and yeah, that's all I really have to say.
All right, so Tomb Raider. Similar to some of the other video game films that are coming out, I'm kind of conflicted with this one. I will say, compared to the other video game films, this has a really great cast. You know, Alicia Vikander, Kristen Scott Thomas, Walton Goggins, Dominic West. I do think that is a really good cast overall. On the other hand, it's a video game movie, and everyone thought Warcraft, or as I like to call it, Borcraft, and Assassin's Creed were going to be these, great video game films that were going to finally give us the video game film we've been waiting for, and that didn't really work out. So because of that, I don't have a ton of hope for this one, but I think Vikander is a capable actress. I think she will be able to carry the role overall. I haven't seen the originals. I heard they're really stupid, fun movies, and I'm definitely going to check them out before this one. Other than that, though, I don't know. I mean, I'm hearing good things about it. Surprisingly, I saw one review on Stardust, and it was really positive. So I don't know if the other reviews are like that. I trust the guy who did the review, but other than that, I don't really know what to say about Tomb Raider, honestly. I think it looks okay. I don't think it looks terrible, but yeah, we'll just have to see the way this one turns out. But if you guys are looking forward to Tomb Raider, it does come out on March 16th. Now we go to another movie coming out March 16th, which I'm looking forward to way more than Tomb Raider for sure, and that is Love, Simon.
Good morning, Creekwood Hog!
My name's Simon. For the most part, my life is totally normal. I have a family that I actually like, and there's my friends. We do everything friends do. We drink way too much iced coffee while gorging on carbs. So, I'm just like you, except I have one huge-ass secret.
Hey! I like your boots! I said I like your boots! Goodbye!
Nobody knows I'm gay.
All right, so Love, Simon in general. This trailer, when I first saw it, it kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't even know really what it was. And ever since then, the more I think about it, the more I'm really looking forward to this movie. I think this movie has tons of potential. First of all, obviously with the whole him being gay, that's definitely something I think that is really great for anyone that is gay. The fact that not only do they have, a film to relate to, but it is a wide release. I mean, we don't really see that. Most of the ones that have been coming out are like Calling by Your Name and Moonlight, which are like limited releases. So I think that's really great. But also just the concept in general. I really like the idea of just accepting yourself, not just if you're gay, but also if you're straight. I think that's a really cool idea overall. And you got a really great caster. I mean, Nick Robinson, Catherine Langford, there we go. Coming off the heels of 13 Reasons Why, I thought she stole that entire show. The fact that she's going to be on here, I'm very excited to see. Keenan Lonsdale, not a huge fan of him, but hopefully this does propel him forward as an actor. And the dude from Brigsby Bears in here, you know, the one who played Spence, he's in here as well. So this really does have a pretty great cast. I think this definitely has a lot of potential for sure. So yeah, definitely I'm looking forward to Love, Simon. I'm not like over the moon about it. I'm hearing amazing things. Like people are calling this a near masterpiece and things like that. So I don't have a ton to say about, but I'm overall really looking forward to, and that's really all I have to say about Love, Simon.
I'm interested in this. I'm hoping it's not too not pushy with its subject matter.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is it's like not too like over you know, sentimental and stuff, because you know the topic of you know sexuality and stuff like that obviously is a very touchy subject, and you know I'm just hoping that it's not like extremely preachy. I do think topics like this should be preached, and that it's okay to, you know, have, you know, feelings for the same gender and stuff, you know, inequality. Obviously that's something I'm for and stuff, but I do find it annoying in films when like they preach it to like a certain extent. Like I do like a lot of films like, you know, Call Me by Your Name and stuff that like don't like do it very naturally and like, you know, explore sexuality in a very mature way, and hopefully this is like that, but you know, it's like it's more like, you know, for like teenagers and stuff, which I think could be interesting. I'm interested in this film. I'm hearing some good stuff, and I'm just hoping that it's well directed and it's well written, and that it's very well produced. Because if it isn't, it's gonna be kind of shaky with me personally. You know, film wise, and not just because of the subject matter. Like if the subject matter is handled well, I probably will really like the movie. But if it isn't, then the movie might be a little bit shaky for me. So that's all I have to say.
All right, so Love, Simon in general, I think we both can collectively agree we're really looking forward to this one. This is one of the first ones we've agreed on. How about that? So I'm definitely looking forward to this one overall. Now, the next movie that comes out, it apparently is a wide release, but I've seen no trailer for it whatsoever until I went onto YouTube, and then I saw the trailer for it, and Kane's going to introduce it.
And that is Flower.
So, Erica, you must be psyched to have a older brother type in the house.
Totally psyched. Get to have a complete stranger living in my home. No offense, buddy.
Babe, are you okay?
I really want to punch you in the face right now. I just don't want to ruin those lip injections that Daddy gave you.
At least my daddy is not in jail.
I've never heard of this movie. I have really nothing to say. I just looked it up at IMDb. Okay, let's see. A sexually curious teen forms in with her mentally unstable step. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Okay, this sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, I have nothing to say. Yeah.
All right. So, Flower in general. I saw the trailer for this one. Like I said, the only thing I knew about is that it was coming out wide and it was on this list. And I'm like, you know what? I might as well watch the trailer. This looks okay. It doesn't look anything amazing. You got a good cast here overall. Zoe Deutsch, I've been very impressed by as of late. I think she's definitely a really great actress. Adam Scott. Tim Heidecker's in here, so that's something. Catherine Hahn. Good cast overall. Just in general, I don't really have too much to say about this one. The whole concept, I'm just not very interested in. You know, they want to team up with her stepbrother to basically to stalk this guy who Luke believed sexually harassed, assaulted him. Just not a very interesting concept to me overall. I don't really have too much to say about it. So yeah, I think this just looks okay. You know, I think it's got really great talent behind it and things like that, but just the trailer isn't really grabbing me. So that's really all I have to say about Flower. But if you guys are looking forward to it, does come out on March 16th. Now, guys, we go to a Christian film. So Caden's obviously going to love this immediately. That is a film that I've seen many trailers for, and that is a film called I Can Only Imagine.
When I was 11 years old, life was tough.
Where's Mama?
She's gone. She don't want me no more. And she don't want you neither.
And I've always loved music. And I found some songs that I held on to. They gave me hope.
Mercy me, that can't be his real voice.
Because I needed it.
Dad, I can do this.
No, you can't. And you're gonna blink your eyes and you're gonna realize that life has gotten you nowhere because you chased some stupid dream.
What the fuck is this? I never heard of this movie.
All right. So I can only imagine. I, right off the bat, am not really a fan of these Christian-type films. I find them very preachy and one-sided. I'm just not really a huge fan of them. However, this one doesn't look that bad. I will definitely say that. And the reason for that is because I think it actually does have somewhat of a focus. It's not just about God. It's great. You know, you must believe in God. If you don't believe in God, you're like a sadist or whatever. That's not what this really is about. It seems much more focused on how this song was made. I am a fan of Mercy Me. I've actually liked some of their music before. I'm not familiar with the song, but I do think, like I said, this does have some potential overall. You know, I definitely am not looking forward to it or anything, but I do think it has some potential. So that's really all I have to say. It doesn't look like the worst thing in the world. So, you know, it doesn't look amazing or anything, but it just looks kind of average. So, yeah.
You know, besides comedies, these like religious type films, I can't stand. I like movies that have like religious undertones or like metaphors and stuff if they're well done. I do think like the topic of religion is an interesting topic, but not these like fucking movies. I've not seen the trailer. I have heard of this movie, but I've not seen the trailer for it. I have no interest in this fucking movie. I probably won't even see this. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised this one's actually going, well, at least in my theater, it's going wide. But I can only imagine you guys are looking forward to it. It does come out on March 16th. Now we get to a film that also looks very mediocre that Kane's going to introduce.
And that is 7 Days and what is it?
Entebbe.
Entebbe.
Welcome to Entebbe, Uganda.
There are 239 hostages at Entebbe. 83 are Israeli.
The Germans separated the Jews.
We have to act. There can be no negotiations with terrorists.
You want to invade Uganda, Shimon?
We give it back to them when we leave.
These men bear no grudge against you. But if your government do not negotiate, they will kill 2 children every 24 hours.
Anyone who tries to resist me will be shot.
If you want to take control of the airport, you're gonna have to use a much bigger force.
But it's impossible to move a force of that size 4,000 kilometers undetected.
We can't just sit here, do nothing.
Okay. I've never heard of this movie, so I have nothing to say.
Okay, so to be honest with you guys, this trailer and the trailer for 1517 to Paris, before I was doing, you know, the movie preview for that one, I kept mixing up the trailers. Like, that's how similar these movies look to me. They look very similar in that regard. You know, it's covering this one event that no one really talks about or anything like that. This one does look somewhat more interesting because I'm pretty sure it's going to be throughout the movie, and it's not going to be like 1517 in Paris where it's literally like the last 10 minutes of the movie. So it does have that going for it. It's got a good cast, you know, Rosamund Pike, Daniel Bruhl, but I don't know. It just looks really. It just looks really boring. Honestly, it looks boring. It doesn't look like anything that's really going to interest me. These type of like political films I don't usually really like, so I don't really have too much to say about this one. Trailer hasn't grabbed me at all. I have not been hearing good things about it. So yeah, 7 Days in Entebbe. Really nothing to say. It does come out March 16th. If you're looking forward to it. Now, guys, we get to an insane day, and I mean this day is insane. March 23rd is one for the books. I mean, we not only have like 3, we have 5 major releases. I'm not joking. 5 major releases coming out this day. It's insane, and easily the best of them all. I know Kane is very excited for this one. He's very happy he's not introducing it. That, of course, is the sequel that everybody wanted, that being Pacific Rim Uprising.
This is the way the world ends.
How'd they get into our world?
Someone let them in. Someone from our world.
Who is that?
Definitely not one of ours.
Let's do this.
All right, so I have not seen the first Pacific Rim. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I had a choice when I first saw it between Pacific Rim and Grown Ups 2. For some reason, my dumbass picked Grown Ups 2 over Pacific Rim.
No, that was actually the right choice,
I don't really know why.
That was the right choice, okay?
I have yet to see it. I do own it right here, actually. I'm going to do an owner of Falk and seen it before the second one comes out. I think this looks fun. I think it has a good cast overall. You know, John Boyega, Scott Eastwood. I do think this looks like just a fun movie. Nothing really more to say about it than that. You know, it's not like it looks amazing or anything, but it looks fun. You know, I definitely do have mild expectations for it. I can see myself enjoying this one overall, but that's really all I have to say about it. So Caden, have at it, because if you guys have seen Caden's rant last year for the Boss Baby, oh boy, you guys are in for a treat, because well, you tell them.
Fuck! Okay. If people don't know, Pacific Rim is one of the most overrated movies I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand how anyone can like this fucking movie. How can you like a movie that has such shitty action and also has some of the worst fucking characters that I've seen this entire fucking decade? Seriously. The acting's also fucking garbage, might I fucking add. And it is so boring and just so over fucking dramatic and so mellow. Ugh. Okay. This movie, Pacific Rim, sucks. Okay, I have no desire to watch this. I'm going to, though, because I haven't seen it in a very long time, to be fair. But back then, when I watched it, when I was like 11 or something, I fucking hated that. And for me to hate a movie that much, that was fucking rare. This Pacific Rim sucks, okay? I am not looking forward to the sequel. I do think the sequel is probably going to be better than the first one. I don't think this one looks absolutely terrible. I think it's overall, I think this movie is going to have an average, you know, consensus. But I'm not looking forward to it, but I don't think it's going to be absolutely terrible. But you know, I'm just really hoping it's not fucking generic as hell as it kind of looks. I mean, the one thing I love about the first one, it was kind of creative. I thought it was kind of different. It was different for Del Toro, but it's fuck.
All right. So, needless to say, Caden is pumped out of his mind for Pacific Rim Uprising. You know, he's already got his tickets, even though they're not on sale yet. He is very excited for it. If you guys are looking forward to Pacific Rim Uprising, unlike this, you know, uncultured swine here, you guys can check it out. I'm gonna watch it. I got it right here. I'm gonna watch it in March.
You're not fucking away from me.
I'm gonna look at that great CGI. It's great stuff. You don't get it, Caden. You really don't. It's art. But March 23rd, if you guys are looking forward, it does come out then. But in all seriousness, guys, like I said, this is a pretty big day. But easily the biggest movie coming out, without a doubt, is the next movie that Caden is actually wants to introduce.
Isle of Dogs!
Holy fuck.
Nobody's giving up around here, and don't you forget it, ever. You're Rex. You're King. You're Duke. You're Boss. I'm Chief. We're a pack of scary, indestructible alpha dogs.
Atari Kobayashi, you heroically hijacked a Junior Turbo Prop XJ750 and flew it to the island because of your dog. Darn it. I've got a crush on you.
All right, everyone. Now,
I really hope no one was wearing headphones when you said that.
Now, this is the actual Wes Anderson movie coming out this month, okay? And, oh, yes. All right. So, if people don't know, one of the most life-changing movies that I've ever seen is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I just rewatched it a few days ago because I finally got the Criterion from the flash sale. Oh, boy. Still a near masterpiece. In my opinion, that movie literally changed my life. It was the first animated movie I ever watched that really impacted me in like a way where like movies could be really artistic and very different and creative, and I loved it. I saw it in theaters, thought it was fucking fantastic. And I love that movie a lot. So obviously I was excited in the first place, and then I saw the trailer for this because this is Wes Anderson, new stop motion animation. Wes Anderson, I think, was overrated, but when he makes stuff that I love, I mean, I love it a lot. And oh my god, this fucking movie looks better than Fantastic Mr. Fox. It looks way more creative and way more out there. It looks so much more well done and produced and just mesmerizing and funny, and just the cast is to die for. And they released a clip from this movie that just had me dying of laughter and just was so different from like your normal average type of like animated film and stuff, and it just looks fantastic. I just love the vibe of it. I think the story sounds really interesting and stuff, and Wes Anderson I feel like is going to do a great job with this.
Yeah.
And I just love the way that this movie looks so far, and it is one of my most anticipated of the year by far. Up there, my most. It's not my most, but it's very up there. Obviously, my most anticipated for the month. I cannot wait to go see this. I'm definitely gonna go see this multiple times, and yeah, so I'll have to say what.
All right, so right off the bat, if you guys didn't see the top 5 most anticipated films for the first half of the year I did on 22 Tiger Dude's channel, you would know this is my number 1. I am so hyped for this movie. Just the cast in general, there's so many familiar faces behind this, so many great actors. Sure, there are the regulars like Bill Murray and Frances McDormand and things like that, but then you have some new guys like Edward Norton and, Greta Gerwig. You got a lot of great talent behind this. I am very excited to see how this turns out. The comedy here is very subtle, so subtle to the point where my audience like rarely actually laughs at the trailer. I'm usually the only one laughing. It's really awkward. But the animation here looks absolutely spectacular. I think the plot behind this, honestly, in itself is really funny. The whole like dog flu breaking out and them trying to help this like 12-year-old boy find his dog. I think that's a very creative premise. And that's something that Wes Anderson's known for. He does stuff a bit out of the ordinary. He does stuff that is very weird, but that's one of the reasons why he is so talented. He goes for it. He goes for this very awkward type storytelling, and it works in spades, and it definitely looks like it's going to work here as well. I am very excited to see how this turns out. Like I said, most anticipated of the month for sure, just like Caden said, and most anticipated for the first half of the year in general. So excited for this. I honestly could go on and on about this, but we do not have enough time for me to do so. So yeah, Isle of Dogs, absolutely pumped for it. Now we go from a movie that I'm absolutely looking forward to a movie that I am absolutely dreading. You saw Caden rant on Pacific Rim Uprising. Now you get to see me rant on the sequel that everybody wanted, that being Sherlock fucking Gnomes.
I'm Sherlock Gnomes, sworn protector of garden gnomes. You mean, except for the one you literally just broke?
Broken? Who's broken? Oh my god!
In 2018.
All ahead, full, Watson!
Those gnomes are in terrible danger. From the director of Kung Fu Panda.
We can't let anyone hear this, but they're going to smash us all tomorrow night.
Smashed? This guy said we're all going to be smashed tomorrow!
Yeah!
Ugh. I mean, last month we had Peter Rabbit and 50 Shades. I thought Peter Rabbit was going to suck, and it didn't. And similar to that, I think this is also going to suck. I mean, just in general, Gnomeo and Juliet, I don't remember hating that movie. I just remember being really, really average and like the definition of like a January anime movie where it's just very average and bare bone. There's really not much to it. This looks like it's taking everything about that and just making it that much more cringier and that much dumber. I mean, basically every joke in this trailer is just a pun. Like almost every trailer is a pun. There's literally a character named Mankini. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but there's a character named Mankini. There are so many awful puns in this trailer. And the cast, I mean, what are some of these actors doing? Chiwetel Ejiofor, Mary J. Blige coming off of her Oscar nomination, Johnny Depp. I mean, what are you guys doing here? It looks so dumb. It's like completely LCD humor. And again, I've said this about kids movies. You don't need to make all these kids movies so dumb and just appeal to them. Something like Isle of Dogs. I mean, that's not a kids movie, but the best thing about, the best kids movies are the ones that appeal to both kids and adults. This one looks like it's strictly just for kids, and I'm getting a very Star vibe from this trailer. If you guys know that Star was one of the first anime movies I saw in theaters not in a while, but it was like the first anime movie I saw in theaters that I really did not want to see at all. Sherlock Gnomes looks very similar to that. I've said enough about this movie. This looks like absolute garbage. I don't see the reason for this being made at all. It just looks terrible. There's only been one trailer, and that's just enough for me to completely despise everything going on with this movie. Also, it really seems like they're milking the idea of let's poke at as many movies as we can. They literally did a parody, a poster, a parody of every like popular film last year. If that doesn't say we're desperate, I don't know what does. I've said enough about this. I'm absolutely dreading this. Least anticipated the entire month. Oh my God. Go ahead, Kaden.
I saw the first one like opening day in 3D, and I was like 9 or 10 or something, and I thought it was like the best movie I'd ever seen at the time. And I haven't seen it since then. No, I saw it a second time, and I thought it was good that time. I have not seen this movie in like the first one in like 5 years or something. I don't know. When did this movie come, like 2010 or 11?
2010, I think.
Oh my God, it's been so long. I don't know why they're making a sequel to this now. No one gives a shit about this fucking
I know.
anymore.
What are the strangers?
Exactly. I mean, I have not seen the trailer for this, but I've seen
don't.
I've seen all the posters and the marketing, and I'm just like, no, God, please help me. So yeah, I mean, does this come out the same weekend as Isle of Dogs?
It does.
Okay, hopefully parents take their kids to see this because, like I said, Isle of Dogs is not a kids movie. This is a kids movie.
Not.
I mean, the fucking clip from Isle of Dogs, you literally see a dog bite off another dog's ear, and there's like blood squirting out of the dog's ear.
I doubt that's gonna happen because Early Man and Peter Rabbit came out in the same, like 2 weeks in my theater. Peter Rabbit was like completely sold out when I saw it, and Early Man's already leaving my theater. So, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I just hope that parents take their kids to see this because this not have something to do with the movie. Just go say your kids to see Sherlock Gnomes. Okay, Isle of Dogs is not for kids.
It's not. They play it during every fucking. They play that trailer during every fucking kids movie I see. Do not take your kids to Isle of Dogs, please. It's
literally the one clip they've released.
Not
literally has a shot of a dog biting off another dog's ear and blood squirts out of his ear. Literally,
not the best thing for kids to see.
Yeah, like just don't take your kids. Okay, go see this shitty fucking movie that they're gonna love and you're gonna want to kill yourself during. Okay,
yeah,
I know it's gonna be okay, but you're a parent. You dedicate yourself to. You gotta entertain your kids somehow. Do not, but Isle of Dogs. I don't even know. I mean, if you want to, fucking. I mean, unless you want to, take your kids to see a movie that they're gonna fall asleep during, and you can go see a good movie, then take this to Isle of Dogs. I don't know, or just be like my whole family who fell asleep during Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I was like the only one into the movie, and I was like loving it. That's a true story, by the way. That was a very, very sad day of my life. It was a very sad day, but yeah, it's okay. What the fuck am I? I'm sorry.
Right, so
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, I don't even know. So Sherlock Gnomes, guys, needless to say, I'm dreading this movie. It looks absolutely terrible. Least anticipated movie the entire year. If you guys are looking forward to it, it does come out on March 23rd. Like Hayden said, at least it's something to take your kids to that's not Isle of Dogs. I do think it was smart for them to release that in the same week so that way kids, don't end up seeing Isle of Dogs. They'll see this one instead. Next we're going to talk about, I don't think this looks terrible. It just looks like a very average romance film. McCain's going to introduce it.
That is Midnight Sun.
I have a severe sensitivity to sunlight. Doctor appointments became a part of my routine.
It's not going to fall into remission, and every year the risk becomes more serious.
So I spend all my time indoors, behind special windows, sleeping during the day and staying up all night, and playing music every chance I get. So I'll keep reading.
Hey.
Now this is a remake of, I believe, like a Japanese movie that I heard is like really popular.
Yeah, I think so.
I heard the Japanese movie is good. I don't know. I've heard about it once in my life. I heard it was good. I don't fucking know. This has Bella Thorne in it, so it's gonna be a masterpiece. I mean, I don't really have any interest in this, honestly. Yeah.
All right, so Midnight Sun, needless to say, like Caden said, it had Bella Thorne in it, so immediately I really was not on the fence, was very on the fence about it. After seeing this trailer, I will say this does look like an improvement. It looks like, you know, when you put her in these more like low-key roles, when she isn't playing these big personalities, she's not that bad. She actually does look like she's going to be okay in this movie. The one thing I'm looking forward to is seeing Quinn Shepard in another film because she was so talented in Blame, and I really saw a lot of talent in her there. So seeing her do some other work in a more mainstream movie is really cool. I think she really is putting herself out there, and I hope she does do really well here. Other than that, this just looks like a very generic film. It's probably gonna be really dumb. You know, she's like allergic to the sun or whatever. It's just a dumb concept overall. Does it have some potential? Maybe. I don't really know. Sometimes these romance films can kind of surprise you. But yeah, I just think this looks very dumb. It looks like a very Nicholas Sparksy type movie, and those are not particularly the kind of movies I do enjoy. So yeah, if you guys are looking forward to this, come out on March 23rd, but that's really all I gotta say. Other than Isle of Dogs, though, there is one other movie coming out March 23rd that I am definitely very pumped for. Caden actually told me about this movie first, and I didn't even know about it, but then I saw the trailer, and immediately I was hooked, and that is none other than Steven Soderbergh's new film, Unsane.
Your life slips away from you, you know? Changing your phone number and your email becomes normal. Taking out a restraining order, normal. Relocating to another city, normal.
But you still see your stalker everywhere?
Rationally, I know this is my imagination, but I'm alone in a strange city, and I never feel safe.
There's some more forms you need to fill out. It's just routine.
I finished my homework.
Sawyer Valentini, please follow me.
Well, look, I don't have a lot of time. I should be back at work, so what am I doing in here?
Take off your clothes down to your underwear.
I'm not sure what's happening here. The door's locked.
It would be better for everyone, especially yourself, if you just do as I ask.
There's been some kind of mistake.
By signing this, you've consented to voluntary commitment.
I am being held here against my will.
Do you know how many calls the cops get like that every week?
Those are from crazy people.
All right. So Unsane in general, like I said, I did not know too much about this going into it. I didn't even know it was coming out, but I saw the trailer and I am absolutely hooked. I think this movie has so much potential. Just the fact it's being shot on like an iPhone, I think is a really cool idea. Steven Soderbergh, he's one of those directors where he just has such an eye for detail. People said this with The Knick, but it really is like kind of its own character. Like cinematography really becomes like its own sort of theme in the film, and that's very similar to this one. I think this looks like a very harrowing, just a very daring film about the dangers of being in an asylum and what it can really do to you. Of course, the whole movie, this woman, she's not sure if she's crazy or not. I just think this has tons of potential. It looks really scary. It's got a real like Hitchcockian vibe to it, and I am really excited for this. I think this looks absolutely terrifying, really looks very unnerving, and I'm really looking forward to this one. So Unsane, March 23rd, absolutely hyped for it for sure. They want to say?
I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to this. I heard it's really good. Steven Soderbergh shot an iPhone.
All right, so Unsane, if you guys are looking forward to, does come out on March 23rd. Like I said, I think this one definitely has a lot of potential. Now we get to a film that's been very back and forth for me. You'll understand why in a little bit, but Kane's going to introduce it.
Ready Player One.
A whole virtual universe.
Let me take you on a trip around the world and back.
People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do.
And you won't have to wait to sit still.
But they stay because of all the things they can be.
Can you feel this?
Let me show you the world.
Yeah. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything.
Back in like July when the trailer came out of Comic-Con, I thought this looked absolutely amazing. But honestly now, I mean, I think it kind of looks meh at best. I'm looking forward to it because Steven Spielberg, nostalgic kind of value to it, kind of nerdy and stuff. I know it's based off a really popular book.
It is.
But I'm just not really digging the vibe all that much anymore, honestly. It just kind of seems like it's trying way too hard to go into the nostalgia train, and the rest of it's kind of give you like this really, really generic story, and that's really uninteresting. And some people complain about that about the book and stuff. And I mean, I'm still gonna go see it, but I'm really like, oh my god, over anymore.
Yeah, here's the thing with Ready Player One for me. The first teaser, I was all in. I loved everything about that teaser. I thought there was so much stuff to love. Just like shots of the DeLorean and Freddy Krueger. I ate that stuff up. I thought that looked fantastic. You know, Steven Spielberg helming it, I was so down for it. But then the second trailer came out, and my problem with the second trailer is that it spoiled like basically 90% of the movie. We know a lot of stuff that's going to happen now that I really wish they would have kept under wraps. You got a really great cast here. Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cooke again, just like Thoroughbreds, very talented actors. Ben Mendelsohn, TJ Miller, probably one of his last roles. Given the nature of what happened to him last year. But Ready Player One in general, I think this looks fun. The third trailer actually that came out, I actually really did like. I thought that trailer got back to that creative and, you know, nostalgia sort of vibe that I really wanted the second trailer to have. Like I said, the second trailer just felt very overstuffed and choppy. The first and the third trailer is more of what I want this movie to be. So there's a part of me that thinks this movie could be really fun and creative and actually really give a lot of, you know, callbacks and nostalgia and all that stuff, and that's great. But like Hayden said, the story does seem very generic, and it sounds like something we've seen 1,000 times. It doesn't really seem like something that's going to stick with you. So there is a part of this me that feels like this movie is going to be kind of gimmicky, but at the same time, I don't really know. So Ready Player One, it's arguably the biggest movie of this month, and I'm just very conflicted on it. I don't know how this one's going to go. I think, like I said, if there's one thing is that the cinematography is going to be absolutely amazing. It looks great in the trailer, and that's something that I definitely stick by. Even in the second trailer, which I didn't really like, I still think the cinematography looks really great, and I am looking forward to, like I said, I'm just very iffy on the overall film, if that makes any sense. But it does come out on actually March 29th, not the 30th. It's coming out on that Thursday, probably because of Easter and things like that. But if you are looking forward, it does come out on March 29th. Now we get to a film that we had Sherlock Gnomes, and now we have another film that I'm kind of dreading just because of who's behind it and things like that, and that is Acrimony.
He was beautiful. Gotta give him that. I was everything he needed me to be. I was strong when he needed me to be. I played weak. 18 years seemed to pass like days.
All right. So Acrimony in general, look, this isn't a Madea film or anything like that. You know, it is a Tyler Perry film, so it's not like Madea or anything like, I mean, for all I know, Madea could make an appearance in here because that's what Tyler Perry tends to do sometimes, but this just looks really dumb and generic, and anything Tyler Perry writes or directs, I'm just never on board. His stories in general, if you take Madea out of it, are so overly sentimental and so soapy, and they're filled with all these ridiculous plot twists, and I'm just not looking forward to that. His movies usually are very hard to get through, and they contain some really boring characters that I just don't care about whatsoever, and this does not look that great at all. Not at all looking forward to this. Taraji P. Henson, talented actress, but this just looks just ugh. No, I'm not looking forward to this. And yeah,
I've never heard of this movie.
Good. All right, so Acrimony in general does come out on March 30th. Now we get to a film, the last one we're going to talk about, looks like an absolute masterpiece. We talked about the second one back in, I believe, 2016. We're absolutely hyped for him. We're just as hyped for this one, and Kane's going to introduce it.
And it's the movie of the year, folks. It's the one everyone's been waiting for us to talk about. This is the masterpiece of the century. It is the third film in the greatest... Wait, it's the fourth. Wait, is it the fourth film? Wait. Whatever film this is in this franchise, I don't fucking know. Spoil. God's Not Dead, A Light in Darkness.
St. James Church has become a beacon of violence and controversy. And it has no place on Hadley University campus.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
It's kind of weird. Somebody burns your church down, but you're okay.
How do we actually know that our values are any more valid than anyone else's?
I don't understand, Lord.
Seems like you're the one much is being asked of this time.
This movie looks like a cinematic achievement. It looks extremely compelling and rich.
Yep.
And so, oh! I cannot wait to see this masterpiece of shitness. Oh my god. It looks terrible, but it looks so unintentionally funny, like all these other fucking movies. Why is this franchise still going? I don't even fucking know. What do you have to say?
You nailed on the head when you said, why is this still going? I really don't know either. I haven't seen either of these movies. I'm going to watch them just so I can watch this one because it does look like it's going to connect to the first one. But let me just tell you guys a story. When I saw when I saw Forever My Girl, they played this trailer. I thought it was like for some action movie or something like that. That's how badly marketed this is. It did not at all feel like a God's Not Dead movie. It looks dumb. It looks stupid. I make fun of this trailer so many times with my friends, especially the last line where he's like, "What am I doing wrong?" Like that's hilarious. Honestly, it's hilarious. Looks really stupid. I don't know why these movies keep getting made, honestly. Well, actually, I do. They're like moderately successful. But yeah, this is a thing. It's coming out, and I don't have any interest in it whatsoever. Looks like shit. And yeah, moving on. If you guys are looking forward to it, does come out on March 30th. With that, guys, we are now done. Like I said, I know there was a lot to get through, a lot of movies in March, definitely. March is shaping up to be one of the most overstuffed months of the year. I don't know why March is just such a typically, it's just in general, March usually is very typically overstuffed. I don't really know why. But either way, guys, that's it for this movie preview. Once again, I do want to thank this little shit here who keeps coming back.
Yeah!
Woo! And you got anything else to say?
I have a new EP out, but it's currently off my channel, and I'm going to upload it again tomorrow because I have cover art, which is what you're seeing right now, actually, when I'm talking. Yeah, it's pretty nice cover art that I made in 1 minute. And, yeah, so that'll be up tomorrow. Go subscribe to me because I'm a sexy bitch. And thanks for having me on, Kevin. I appreciate it. And, fuck.
And
I want to be a watermelon!
Me too. I always want to be a watermelon. With that, guys, we have come to the end of another movie preview. Once again, let me know what you think of any of these films that are coming out. Would love to hear your thoughts about them. A lot of stuff to get through. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in my next video, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.
You put me in, yeah!